All right. Is it live on Facebook also?
Should be, right? Maybe.
Always have to set up the screen. Okay. Awesome. So good morning, good afternoon. Where
And
are
by
you?
evening, actually,
It's your
I'm in
evening.
Europe. Yes.
Wow. Well, welcome everybody who's watching live and in the future. It's Coffee Talk, and this is my friend Lotta, and we're going to be chatting about relationships and entities. How fun is that?
Yeah, that's quite a wide topic, actually.
Yeah. Well, how do you see entities and relationships being something that is put together?
Well, at least in that part that sometimes we may have some like childhood experiences, maybe,
Mhm.
and which still affect to us as an adult as well in some situations. So that's the one part where
Yeah,
I have,
totally.
yeah.
Seems to me also that one of the topics that keeps coming up over and over is walk-ins, and how
Yeah,
like
that.
people keep having new beings, and you expect the person to be who they were, but they're different, and it's not the same being, and no wonder they don't feel the same or act the same or like the same things. Uh,
Mm,
yeah, and I'm going to be doing actually a specialty call on that next week.
awesome.
If anybody's interested in that, but
Yeah.
it's not as weird as we think in the beginning.
Yeah,
You had any experience with that?
like walk-ins.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have. And like sometimes those beings which have been there before, those new ones, may also like activate in some situations. So
Yeah,
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 that's the thing I have been exploring as well.
yeah.
And
And so for
tools
anybody
for
who
that.
doesn't know what a walk-in is, go to my Instagram, and there's like a several page um, post about walk-ins. Julie Tootin Energy. Go check it out there. So
Yeah.
So what did you said that like relationships and entities was coming up for you lately?
Yeah. Actually, I was participating myself to foundation last weekend, foundation
Mhm.
class. So that's the one class where you can explore them. And then there are also those specialty classes like talk to the entities, and you are talk to the entities facilitator as well. And there. And so, yeah, maybe that's why it has been up for me recently.
Mhm.
And also, like, I have had some new relationship where it has been kind of activated some different way than before, or
So
I have been.
what's going on? Let's dig into it. What's going on?
Yeah, sometimes I have been like, wow, how do I like think, or I have been asking myself, I have had this weird sense, and then I have been asking like, who am I being like now, or what age am I right
Mhm.
now? And I have got sometimes like some 5-year-old energy.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I once had somebody in a foundation class who, like, at one of the breaks, somebody said something and she just flipped out and like threw a temper tantrum like a 6-year-old. And
Mhm.
we were like, what is going on? And it turned out that that original occupant kind of woke up and was there and actually wanting to be freed.
Yeah.
But it's funny because the person, the older woman that it was, had no idea that that happened. It's almost like, when you talk about schizophrenic, and wasn't like she was like functioning that way all the time. It just, this thing happened and this other entity woke up and sort of took over.
Yeah, and it's so clear when you look the situation, like not you are not the person in that situation. You look how like outside of the situation. So sometimes it's more obvious then when you are at the class.
Yeah.
And for me, like I have been exploring this and done many classes and have been educating myself, and still I sometimes like sense that change, or like afterwards at least, like how was this so weird, like this thing. And yeah,
I know. If you ever been like, let's say you're driving to work or you're driving somewhere and you're just sort of checked out. Who's driving the car? So a lot of people think, oh my gosh, like there's some weird, creepy thing going on with my body. No, we check out, we choose not to be present. And so someone's going to take over.
Yeah.
Unless you want to be present all the time. And that is a muscle that we need to learn to build.
Yeah, and it's so easy also to make ourselves wrong about it, like how I went to that again, and why I'm not changing this, but it's choice.
Yeah.
And also sometimes something else needs to be done before the being is willing to go. Or how do you see this?
Yeah, it's funny. Choice seems to be one of those non-reality words, because people are like, well, what are you talking about? Choice. But well, so we'll put it into terms of relationships and entities. Oh, hi, Cindy. Hi, Steve. Thank you, Steve. People are saying hi. Like, let's say you're trying to create a relationship, but you don't seem to be able to create a relationship. Many times it's because you're already in relationship with someone or something else. And sometimes people have multiple entities in their body that they're in relationship with, or there's a committee in their head and they can't make any decisions. And so it makes it really hard to choose to be with another person when you've got all this stuff going on in your own head.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be stuck with that. There's all kinds of really quick and easy ways to change it, which is amazing.
And even fun ways to change it somehow. And what the lightness can it be like when something is shifting, and when you have new awareness something about something, then it's usually like I tend to laugh or to get somehow another kind of lightness. So that. And also that part, it's so funny that there can be like so many beings in one relationship, because then it's also another person and their like stuff. So you might be aware of that as well.
Yeah. So are you in a relationship currently?
Not really. I just started to meet a new person. And yeah.
Interesting. And then you told me right before we got on that you started reading or listening to my audiobook. What made you choose that? Just out of curiosity.
It's at some point it pinged me. And there have been also like somehow from that book I got so many awarenesses, like to business as well, and when it's time to choose something else, and when you are committed to some other kinds of entities, like as business or whatever it is. So it was like very
Cool.
More like-
Yay book. I know it's
And
funny. Lots of
also
people
this,
are afraid of it.
yeah, and also this part, probably now I got that, maybe that's why it pinked, because the relationship to those other beings in our bodies, or my body, for example. So thank you for asking.
So interesting.
Yeah,
So this is from being in the foundation class, it opened up some awareness to that there were other beings occupying your body, or
yeah, and also before that, it's have been like this thing for some time. I have done like quite many classes recently,
Mhm.
and yeah.
Cool. What else do you want to share?
Ask something. I'm pretty. I finished that class yesterday, and then I was traveling last night nearly, and came home today. So I'm a little bit like,
Mhm.
what is this space, and what's possible now?
So you're in that other group that I created, the CF manual reading, correct? Yeah. So are you a new certified facilitator?
Yes,
or-
yes, I am from May. Since May,
Cool.
I have been here. Yes.
Did you do it online?
No, I was in Rome actually.
Oh, right. May. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was thinking, the dates are all kind of messed up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So I missed that one. I was in September.
Yeah, Mexico.
Yeah. Well, cool. And how has that been going for you? Have you been creating classes and stuff, or?
Yeah, I have been, and it has been a facilitation for myself as well. And
Totally.
yeah, now it's like half a year now since that training, so I kind of get that now it has been even like it was a huge shift, and then like some months went by, and now it's again like some new space to start to
Mhm.
create. So yes.
Yeah, it's a big thing. And a lot of people think, oh, once I take all the classes and get all the prerequisites and I become a facilitator, boom, the business is there. But it's so
Yes.
different. It's so different for everybody. And it really is a lot of investment in your own consciousness and growth
Mhm.
in an
Yeah.
amazing way. Like every class that we either attend or facilitate, it expands everybody, including yourself. So cool.
Yeah, totally. And it's like such a different facilitation to facilitate like myself, for example. Like what does it change then? And when I participate as a participant to some class, which I could facilitate myself as well, it's like different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how is the climate there? Are people reaching for it and interested? I know the United States is a little wonky right now.
Oh, really? Yeah, there has been like new interest to bars and other access things. Of course, this is quite a small country and small language and everything, but still, yeah, there are like
Where are
several
you
in
exactly?
Finland.
Finland. Aha.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah.
My kids are part Finnish,
Really
Swedish, Finnish, Danish,
cool.
and
Okay.
part whatever I am.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, my kids are going to go visit Ireland, Amsterdam, and maybe even Finland. I can't remember, in the spring. Going on a
Cool.
trip together.
So fun.
Yeah. It's very cool. I love meeting people from all over the world.
Yeah.
And, having this basis in access and the tools for creating more awareness around anything, including entities and relationship and all of this stuff. It's interesting to get together and talk about it and see what comes out, see what you know about it.
Mm.
So what do you know about relationships and entities that nobody's ever asked you before?
And but I am not willing to even know myself. I might have a pretty intense awareness about those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened with your last relationship? How long ago was that?
Like which I was talking about.
Uh-huh.
It's actually funny. We have been colleagues before, like when I was working in some different area, and then we have had like contact in social media or so, and then we met like a few weeks ago, like in person again. And it's funny with entities as well. I kind of know the person, but the body looks the same, but somehow it's like different sense for me, like who it is and who I am now as well. So.
Somebody wrote in a question.
Okay.
A triple split definition. 3 distinct personalities that share my being. They're all me, but they do not communicate with each other. That's interesting. I get the sense that is 3 different beings, and they're, it could be walk-ins. And, the thing is, you don't have to clear a walk-in if you don't want to. If it works for you and you like having all these different personalities, awesome, enjoy it. There is no wrongness in any of this. Part of the thing with walk-ins is that it gives you the chance to get out of a situation if you don't want to be in it anymore without killing your body. And so some other beings like, oh, I can handle that. I'll take over that body. No problem.
Yeah, that makes totally sense, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. And so if you do want to clear it, then that's a different story. But if you don't, it's fine. I find that the more we're willing to look at what is and acknowledge it, it just makes it easier to be with and change if you'd like to change it, and enjoy it if you don't.
Yeah. And yeah, now it has been in my awareness, but sometimes I haven't been willing to look at it so much. So now it has been so much like on my face that
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad. And Cindy also says that feels peaceful. So, and that's part of your awareness too, is when you acknowledge what's true for you, it will feel lighter. And the fact that you don't have to do anything, that there is no right or wrong, no matter what you choose, there's no right or wrong. There's just choice. It takes the pressure off. You can relax. What would it be like to relax and enjoy whatever we're choosing? Even if it's like creating temper tantrums and trauma and drama, if that's what you like, enjoy it. Yeah. She's like, what?
Yeah.
Well, so far, how far have you gotten through listening to my book? Just out of curiosity.
Actually, I listened the whole book today. Like I was traveling and doing some other stuff while I was
Cool.
listening as well, but I have once gone through the whole book.
Do you have any questions for me about that?
I had something. But it would be easier if I had the paperback now than the audio there phone. I have heard something like which made you write the book and a little bit that background, and you tell the book in the book as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you could say again that was actually that probably made me listen to that book, because you had some Facebook live in other Facebook group where you were talking about was it about the book only, but you mentioned the book as well, and then you mentioned those steps which are in the book.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's right.
maybe if you could like go them through like quickly, or mention some of them.
Trying to think of what they are, because I'm like, step one. Well, first of all, you have to look at where you are. Because a lot of people are like in this fantasy of what they want, or they watch so many movies, they're like, I want this like movie reality. But in the movies, you don't go to the bathroom. Well, some of them do in some movies. It's like, it's not totally realistic. So being clear and present with who you're with and where you are. And if you have an idea of what you'd like to sort of write out the qualities of what you'd like in a partner, not, how tall and what they look like and all of that, but, are they nurturing to your body? Are they fun to be around? Are they kind? If that's what you want. I mean, maybe you want somebody that's mean to you. I chose some very interesting people in my past. But like when you find somebody, I remember when I was asking for the person that I ended up marrying and staying with for 20 years, I was asking for somebody who was really smart and intelligent and who was smarter than me, that would make me grow that way. And he was very smart, but he was in his head all the time. And I didn't realize that I was more of a sensual body person than just head. So it didn't work. And to try to get him to be more body was just not going to happen. So you have to look at who you're with, and is it even kind to try to get them to be what you want?
Yeah.
So I have the book right here because I cannot even remember the steps right now. Step one, unwinding. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
so
I like that word.
Unwinding, so that you're not, with us, we were together for so long that I didn't know the difference between what I wanted and what he wanted. Soon I realized that everything that I was aware of what he wanted. And, do we even know what we want? Do we even ask? And that's the other thing. So you need to have a little space to find out what you want. That's part of the unwinding. And then dissolving past trauma, step 2. So clearing all those past points of view because they keep coming forward, and project into your future, and you create the same thing over and over again unless you clear all of that. And then step 3 is the navigation system, getting clear on where it is that you would like to head. Like set your sights and learn what your true north is, and learn the energies of what you like to be and what you'd like to be living. And then following that. You can't follow the energy unless you're clear on what the energy is that you'd like to follow. Because otherwise you could follow yourself down into the rabbit hole. Because those energies are really loud. And
all around.
Yeah. So learning what that lightness is for you and finding that energy and following that, it's very different. And then we have breaking through barriers, conscious creation, and then maintaining it all, maintaining the space. Yeah,
I like that.
It's such a kind book. When I first started writing it, it was more I don't know, I was more in the rightness. So you should do this and that. And I was like, wow, that just sounds so snobby. Like, fuck that. I'm changing it from conscious uncoupling to beauty in the breakup and finding out really who you are and to not divorce yourself. It's very kind and gentle. Nothing to be scared of.
Yeah. And you can always choose.
Exactly. And a lot of people who read the book or listened to it actually stayed in their relationship and made it better instead of breaking up. But, when you're on the fence, you really want to look at, what are you choosing? What are you creating? And sometimes people they've built up judgments of their partner and of themselves, and they can't actually see each other anymore. And so using the tools in the book, they get to have more gratitude for each other and create something greater.
Yeah. That's a great invitation.
Yeah, I should be creating another. I do like telecalls on this and little intro calls and stuff. I should be creating one probably in the beginning of the year before Valentine's Day, so people can have a fun Valentine's. And what are you going to be creating? We have a couple minutes before we wrap it up. Do you have a specialty or?
Actually, I'm creating a clarity night about relationship also. It's in Finnish though at the moment, but maybe in English at some point as well. And then I have foundation coming up and bars classes and how to become money workbook. So that's kind of stuff.
Very nice. Well, be sure and send me your information. I'll put it in the show notes on the YouTube channel. So anybody who would like to find you can do so. And thanks for jumping on with me.
Thank you for asking.
Have a great rest of your evening. And everybody else, thank you for playing. Thank you for watching. I'm doing the expanding exercise after this in the Finding Your Sparkle group. And then right after that ends, we're doing 30 by 30 clearings of out of control. And what's today, December 5th? So it's day 5. We're doing 30 days. So come and play. It's free. It'll make your head spin in a good way. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
You.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye.